Hello everyone, good morning. I hope all will be safe and sound. And as we have talked in the history, third chapter, now we are going to start the next chapter in the geography that is related to the agriculture. Okay, the chapter name that is agriculture. Okay, in this one chapter, mainly we will come to know about the different kind of the farming activities which is mainly done in all around the world, even in our country. Okay, so as we all are well familiar with the farming activities and agricultural activities because India is known for her agriculture and farming. So even we people also indulge in agricultural activities. So see, let's have a discussion what they have given in this one chapter. They have started the chapter by giving the example of some of the students. They were just going to the village and what they have seen over there and what they have asked to the farmers. These all the things that have been given here. Gurpreet, Madhav and Tina were walking through the village where they saw a farmer tilling land. Means these were the three persons named Gurpreet, Madhav and Tina. They were walking through a village where they have seen the farmer who is just busy in farming activity, means he was just tilling his land. The farmer told them that he was growing wheat and had just added manure to the soil to make it more fertile. So after this one, they just went to the farmer and they asked the farmer. Then farmer told to them that he was growing the wheat and he's preparing the soil mainly for growing the wheat, and he has also put the manure over there, okay, to make the soil more fertile. He told the children that the wheat would fetch a good price in the mandi, from where it would be taken to factories to make bread and biscuits from flour. Then after, the farmer told that to children, means if there will be good production, good harvest of the wheat, so he will get the good price of this wheat mainly in the market, local market, which is known as the mandi, and from where it would be taken, this particular wheat, it will be taken to the factories of those factories who used to indulge to make the bread and the biscuits from the flour. Okay, so after this one they have started see this transformation from a plant to a finished products involves three type of economic activities. So the transformation, as we have seen, from plant we got the wheat and then it is sold to the factories, then it turned into the flour, then it made the finalized good, that is biscuit and bread. So this transformation from a plant to a finished product involves three kind of the economic activities, and these three kind of the economic activities are known as primary, secondary and tertiary activity. As they have shown here, we can see this is the primary, secondary and tertiary activities. Okay, then after primary activity includes all these connected with extraction and production of natural resources. As they have given here, the primary activities mainly, it includes all those connected with the extraction and production of natural resources. Agriculture, fishing and gathering are good examples of primary activities. Means whatever the production activities which is being done by us, so it comes under the primary activities like agricultural activities, fishing and gathering. These all things are the good example of primary activity. Then they have given about the secondary activity. These are concerned with the processing of these resources. Mean to say the secondary activity that is related to the manufacturing of something. Suppose we just grow the plant. Okay, this is primary activity. And after growing the plant, we harvested the wheat. Okay, then we are turning the wheat into the flour, and the flour is turning into the bread and biscuit. This process is known as the secondary activity. Like they have given the example here, manufacturing of steel, baking of bread and weaving of clothes are the example of this activity. Okay, then the third kind of the activity that comes, that is tertiary activity. It provides support to the primary and secondary sectors through services, transport, trade, banking, insurance, and that is advertising, the some of the example of tertiary activities. So the tertiary activities mainly, it is the activity which supports to primary and secondary sectors, primary and secondary activities, through providing them different kind of the services like transport. If you have made the final goods, definitely if you wanted to just sell it into the market, so there is a need to the transport, there is a need to do the trade, banking, insurance. These all the things come under the tertiary activities. Okay, then if you see the left side, they have given something here. We can see it, in this box what they have given. The word agriculture derives from the Latin word that is agar or agri, means soil, and culture means cultivation. Mean to say, whatever the farming and whatever the cultivation, okay, whatever the farming we are doing in the soil, it is known as agriculture. Then after, agriculture is a primary activity. So the agriculture, that is a primary activity. It includes growing crops, fruits, vegetables, flowers, and rearing of livestock. Okay, in primary activities in agriculture mainly, the growing of the crops, fruits, vegetables, flowers, even rearing the animals. These all things comes under the agriculture. In the world, 50% of the 50% of persons are engaged in agricultural activities. As they have given the example here about the agriculture in all around the world, all over the world, near about 50% of the population, these are engaged and they are involved in the agricultural activities. 2/3 of India's population is still dependent on agriculture. Here they have given the example of the India. So whatever the population at present we are having, its 2/3 part, it still depend on the farming activities. Okay, then favorable topography of soil and climate are vital for agricultural activities. Whatever the favorable conditions of the land surface, topography means the surface of the land, and the soil and the climate, these are very important for agricultural activities. The land on which the crops are grown is known as arable land. Mean to say, the land, the particular land where we are growing the crops. Okay, so this particular land is known as arable land, means the fertile land, we can say. In the map, you can see the agricultural activities is concentrated in those regions of the world where suitable factors for the growing of crops exist. So downside, if you go through this one map, so they have shaded the world map with the green color. Okay, if you see, so we may just check here and as well as in our country, in the Asian continent. Okay, here also the our country is also there. See, this is the country, India. So in these regions mainly, the agriculture activities is being done. Okay, in this one map, so these all around the world, so these all the regions are having the favorable conditions for growing the crops, and the crops are grown in these regions of the world. Okay, then after they have given something here that is about, do you know something like agriculture? They have explained that is sericulture, pisciculture, viticulture, and horticulture. Okay, agriculture mean to say, they have explained the science and art of cultivation on the soil, that is raising crops and rearing livestock. It is called farming as well. The science of means the doing the cultivation on the soil and raising the crops. Okay, raising the crops in this particular, growing the crops in the particular soil, and even rearing the animals, it is known as agriculture. Then they have given about the sericulture, commercial, this one, rearing of silkworms, it is known as sericulture, and it may supplement the income of the farmers. Sericulture means rearing of the silkworms. Then pisciculture, breeding of fish in especially constructed tanks and ponds. If you are just constructing any tanks and ponds for breeding of the fishes, it is known as pisciculture. Then they have given about the viticulture. Viticulture means to say, if you are just going for the cultivation of grapes, it is known as viticulture. Then horticulture, growing vegetables, flower, and fruits for commercial use, for trade, for selling. So it is known as horticulture. Okay, this thing has been given as I have already given this one thing to you to write down in your notebook. Then after this one, farm system. Here we will come to know which sort of the farms these are found and which sort of the things are needed for farming. Agriculture or farming can be looked as a system. We can see the farming is as a system. Okay, the input and inputs are means for doing the farming for agriculture activities. So we need some inputs like seeds, fertilizer, machineries, and labor. Okay, so if you are going to grow the crops in the particular land, so we need seeds, fertilizer as they have given here, so machineries as well as the labor is needed for doing the farming activities on the particular land. And some of the operations involved are plowing, sowing, irrigation, weeding, and harvesting. As I have already told, you are well familiar. So if you wanted to grow something in our field, so we need to plow the land, we need to sow the seeds, we need to give the water to the plants, we need to weedicide, and we need to pesticide, and at last when the particular crop will be ripe, then we have to harvest it. Then output from the system includes crops, wool, dairy, and poultry products. The output means the result. If we are doing these all the things after harvesting, so definitely we will get the final crop from the plants, and as well as wool, dairy products, and as well as the poultry products. If you see upside, two diagrams have been given here. So in these diagrams, they have told each and everything. In inputs, that is machinery for plowing the field, seeds are needed to sow in the field, then chemicals means the fertilizer. Okay, then at last we will get the processing will be there, that is weeding. Okay, then after this one, we will get the final crop, that is output. Then in the another diagram, they have shown here that is storage, labor, machineries, chemicals, human inputs. Whatever the labor whatever the efforts is being done by the human being in the particular field, so that has been given. We have to store, we need to labor, we need to machineries, and we need to chemicals. Okay, then physical inputs at the top they have shown here, that is about sunshine, rainfall, temperature, soil, and which sort of the topography of the land, that is slope or whether plain surface. Later on we will come to know more about this thing for the particular crop, how much temperature is needed, how much rainfall is needed. These are all the things we will come to know. Okay, then after this one they have given here, that is about the types of farming. Farming is practiced in various ways across the world. So farming mainly it is practiced in the various parts of the world. Okay, depending upon the geographical conditions, demand of products, labor, and level of technology, farming can be classified into two main types. These are subsistence farming and commercial farming. So here in this one they have shown depending on the geographical conditions, means which sort of the temperature is there, which sort of the rainfall that particular region or area receives, and as well as the demands of the produce, whatever the things are being produced over there, and labor, and the level of technology, means whether the old method and the modern methods we are using for doing the farming. So based on these all the things, so the farming can be classified on two types, that is subsistence farming and commercial farming. Then they have given here about the subsistence farming. What is it? Okay, this type of farming mainly is practiced to meet the needs of the farmer's family. Subsistence farming means to say whatever the farming is being done, that only to meet the needs of, to fulfill the needs of the farmer's family. Traditionally, low levels of technology and household labor are used to produce on small outputs. Only what used to happen in subsistence farming, so the household laborers, means the family members, they used to indulge in the process of production, and low level of technology means they whatever in the means in a old time or ancient time, whatever the things were used by them for doing the farming in their fields, so same kind of the tradition is being followed by them, and the family members, they work as a laborer to produce on the land for on small or outputs, means they get the small amount of this one harvest from their field. Subsistence farming can be further classified and as intensive subsistence and primitive subsistence farming. So they have also categorized the subsistence farming in two categories, that is intensive subsistence and primitive subsistence. So what it is that they have given here, in intensive subsistence farming, the farmer cultivates a small plot of land using simple tools and more laborers. So in intensive subsistence farming, what used to happen, the farmer, he cultivates a small plot of land using the very simple tools and more laborers. Climate with large number of days with sunshine and fertile soil permits growing of more than one crop annually on the same plot. So in this one farming, whatever the climatic conditions are there, so the large number of days with the sunshine and fertile soil, it just allows to the farmer to grow more than one crop annually on the same plot of land. Rice is the main crop in intensive subsistence farming, and other crops like wheat, maize, pulses, oilseeds, these are also grown in the same piece of land in a year. If you see in our locality, so this farming is being done by the small farmers. And intensive subsistence agriculture is prevalent in the thickly populated area of the monsoon regions of South, Southeast and East Asia. As we all know that India is also having the monsoon type of climate, so here also this intensive subsistence farming is also practiced. Okay, then after this one, they have given about the primitive subsistence agriculture. It includes shifting and nomadic herding. So under the primitive subsistence, it has been categorized into two types, that is shifting cultivation, as we have discussed many times about the shifting cultivation, and the nomadic herdings. What is this that has been given? See, shifting cultivation is practiced in the thickly forested areas of Amazon basin, tropical Africa, parts of Southeast Asia and Northeast India. Mainly the shifting cultivation means to say, if you are doing the farming or cultivation shift-wise, this is known as shifting cultivation. Okay, mainly it is practiced, they have given here, in the thickly forested areas of Amazon basin, tropical areas of the Africa, parts of Southeast Asia, and as well as it is also practiced in Northeast India. And these are the areas of heavy rainfall and quick regeneration of vegetation. Means these areas where the shifting cultivation is practiced, it receives the heavy rainfall and as well as quick regeneration of vegetation. Whatever the plants and whatever the vegetation is found over there, quickly it regenerates over there. A plot of land, mainly in the shifting cultivation, what is done? A plot of land is cleared by felling the trees and burning them. A small patch of land or a plot of land, it will be cleared by just cutting the trees and burning them. The ashes are then mixed with the soil and crops like maize, yam, potatoes and cassavas are grown. So then whatever the burning, the ash will be there, so it is mixed with the soil for increasing the fertility of the soil, and the crops like maize, yam, potatoes and cassava, these are grown in this particular land. After the soil loses its fertility, the land is abandoned and the cultivator moves to a new plot. They have given here, as I have told you shift-wise, after the soil, it loses its fertility. When there isn't any fertility, when the soil just lost it, then what used to happen? This land is abandoned. This land is left by them. Abandon means छोड़ देना, उस land को छोड़ देते हैं. And then the cultivator moves to a new plot. Then they used to move to the new plot of the land. The shifting cultivation is also known as slash and burn agriculture. So another name of the shifting cultivation they have given here, that is slash and burn agriculture. And if you see the right side in the box, so they have given something here. See what they have given here. If you see, they have given the shifting cultivation is having the different names. Okay, like They have given here Joming in East India, Milpa in Mexico, Roca in Brazil, and Ladakh in Malaysia. Okay, it is having the different names in the different parts. Okay, then after this one, the second one, they have given about the nomadic herding. How the nomadic, how the herding, how the nomads, mainly these were the tribes, okay, and the how they used to practice it. See, nomadic herding is practiced in the semi-arid and arid regions of, arid means drought regions mainly, okay, semi-drought and drought regions of the Sahara, Central Asia, and some parts of India like Rajasthan and Jammu and Kashmir. In this one, mainly this is practiced in the different parts of the world that has been given, mainly in the regions of the Sahara Desert, that is in Africa, in some parts of the Central Asia, and some parts of India like Rajasthan and Jammu and Kashmir. In this type of farming, the herdsmen, they used to rear the animals. Okay, herdsmen, they move from one place to from one place to another place with their animals for fodder and water along that is defined routes. They know the particular routes. With these defined routes, with these particular routes, they used to move from place to place and rearing the animals for just feeding them with fodder and water. This type of movement arises in response to climatic constraints and terrain. Mean to say, why they used to move from place to place along with their animals, just because of the climatic conditions. Mean to say, if we see the summer season, okay, if we go through the summer season, so what will happen? Hot weather season, so they will move from the plain areas to the mountainous areas, and in winter season they will move from the mountainous to the plain areas. Okay, like this, and the sheep, camel, yak, and the goats are mostly commonly reared. The nomadic herders, these are who used to rear the animals. So these used to just rear mainly sheep, camel, yak, and goats. They provide milk, meat, wool, hides, and other products the herders and their animals. Okay. Then after they have given about the commercial farming. What is commercial farming? As you have read about the subsistence farming, now we are going to know about the commercial farming. In commercial farming, crops are grown and animals are reared for sale in the market. In commercial farming, mainly what used to happen, whatever the crops are grown and whatever the that is animals are reared, these all are for sale in the market. The area cultivated and the amount of capital used large. Whatever the area means big patches of land, and the big plots of the lands are means sown with the crops. मतलब जो बड़े बड़े खेत होंगे means उनमें जो है they will do the cultivation. Okay, for whatever the production will be there, these all the products will be sell into the market. Okay, the most of the work is done by the machines in the commercial farming. And the commercial farming includes commercial grain farming, mixed farming, and plantation agriculture. Under the commercial farming, commercial grain farming, mixed farming, and plantation agriculture. Then they have explained one by one what they have given. See, in commercial grain farming, crops are grown for commercial purpose. Mainly, the crops are grown for the commercial purposes. Okay. Then wheat and maize are common commercially grown grains. Okay, wheat and the maize. Okay, these are the main commercially grown grains. Major areas where commercial grain farming is practiced are temperate grasslands of North America, Europe, and Asia. Mainly, it is practiced in the North America, Europe, and Asia. And these areas are sparsely populated with large farms spreading over hundreds of hectares. Sparsely means less populated, and large farms are also there, and they used to the farms are spreading over hundreds of the hectares. In these lands, these big large farms, they are indulged in farming. Severe winters restricts the growing seasons, and only single crop can be grown. Severe winter means very bad winter conditions over there, whatever the winter time. So these farmers able to grow only single crop in a year in these large farms. Okay. Then after, they have given about the mixed farming that we will discuss in the next video. Okay.